My bets a little cold. It is what it is. That's what adversity betting is, and I'm not going to stray away. So I just want to get on here, pop on really fast. I just want to kind of recap what happened with the weekend now that we know the result of the embarrassing loss by the Arizona Cardinals. So Saturday took Raiders 5.5. Didn't really turn out. I think at that point, the Raiders had done what they could in the season. It took a lot out of them emotionally, I think, and physically. That Week 18 game against my Chargers. Mike Mayock's fired now, their GM. Rich Bisaccia, is he going to come back? I'm not really sure. In terms of the game, though, I think we kind of knew what to expect from Derek Carr. Didn't turn out, kicked a bunch of field goals. I thought it was going to be a little closer. They were driving towards the end there, and Carr threw a pass to Waller going towards the end zone that was tipped by one of the defensive linemen's helmet on the Bengals. So more on Joe Burrow, though. He has the poise. He is that guy. I think he's really proving why he was worthy of that number one overall pick in 2020. And it's interesting because in that draft, in the next draft this year, I guess this season, really, everyone wanted to get Penei Sewell, and they didn't. They decided to go with a playmaker, Jamar Chase. They were former teammates, and they made magic the entire season, and they continued to make magic on Saturday. So, I mean, he had like 6 or 7 catches for a first down. Really not too much there. So they're going to take on the Titans. So we'll have a little preview. I'll get Dale on. We'll get some picks for divisional weekend. I'm really excited about it. Saturday night, famous for the dildo game. That's the best way. And Josh Allen completely dominated. So the Buffalo Bills completely destroyed, rolled, smashed. I'm trying to think of any other really adjective to describe that game. Good for Josh Allen. He had basically a perfect game. They were like 7 of 7 on scoring possessions. They never punted. So a great day for the punter. Kind of showed up to work and didn't do anything other than hold like PATs. No turnovers. You have, great season by the Patriots, I guess. I took them 5.5 or 4.5, but I guess I could justify it by saying I didn't want to bet against the hoodie and Bill Belichick until I saw him get beat. Well, he got royally beat. That was probably one of the worst losses, I think, in the Belichick era for the Patriots. But we have a really good matchup now with the Bills going to Kansas City. So they met earlier this year. Let's see if get some fireworks between Mahomes and Allen. No, but Josh Allen, can't credit him enough, right? Kind of started slow this year. They had a weird loss to the Jaguars. Took care of business. Just rifling some bombs. It was like 0 degrees at kickoff. And again, Bills Mafia, I love their fans. We saw people jumping off of like campers and trucks onto tables. Never really gets old. And then the dildo. They threw the dildo on the field. And I think that was the best thing we can remember from that night because it was really just a snooze fest at that point. I feel like a lot of people tuned out. But Twitter exploded when the dildo, or I should say the bildo, was on the end zone when Kendrick Bourne scored. So again, I took Patriots plus 4.5. I guess now I know what Belichick is. I don't know if he's getting older, he's getting softer. You have Dante Hightower, who just looks like a shell of himself on the defensive side. Maybe the Patriots are done. 20 years, that's a long time. One of the greatest dynasties in North American sports history. Good for Bills fans. I feel like they really took out like 20 years of frustration on that. Let's go to Sunday. Not too much on this game. You had the Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I laid the points first half, minus 4.5. I think I could have tripled that and still felt okay going in. I knew that, Tampa Bay was going to take care of business. This is coming off of a crazy week with Antonio Brown. Chris Godwin's not playing, so he said, how'd the players step up? You had Mike Evans, he stepped up. Not too much from this one. I think it's more about Brady and just his consistency. At 44 years old, it was like a clinic, just surgical. There was no doubt. Jalen Hurts, kind of too big a moment. I understand it was a morning game. Once the Bucs kind of figured out, hey, they just like to run the ball, they completely took away the outside, zones that he likes throwing to, and basically forced Jalen Hurts to throw it in the middle. Nothing happened. So they kind of rolled there. So I got it back on track with that bet there. Let's go to the afternoon game. I think we can spend a little more time on this. Dallas, San Francisco, man, you could start in so many different directions. So obviously we had the 49ers. We took them with the points. They covered. I mean, whether you want to talk about Mike McCarthy or Kellen Moore or Dak Prescott, or all three of them agreeing on that final play, 14 seconds left, no timeouts, and I think they're like on the 41-yard line. Dak scampers for however many yards, forgets to give the ball to the umpire to spot it, because that's what happens. Referees have to spot the ball before every play. I think in the moment, I understand why you kind of lose track of that, but got to know the situation. But if you're really going to boil that game down, I mean, the Cowboys had 14 penalties. Deebo Samuel, can't say enough about him. He was an all-pro for a reason. And Kyle Shanahan, as much as everyone enjoys making fun of him and some of the kind of questionable calls he had earlier in the year, the guy can dial up a plan. He really can. And they're going to be traveling, the 49ers are, they're going to be traveling to Green Bay. That's a Saturday night game. I mean, it's a day of extra. It's a shorter day. Nick Bosa's hurt. Fred Warner's hurt. But I'm glad we got on track there. Overall, it was good. Salute to Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, just been hearing it all year, whether he can't get it done. Trey Lance, injuries. Now he has a shoulder injury on top of the thumb injury. So we'll get a little closer. That's going to be really close. 49ers 3-0 against Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, who is probably going to win the MVP. So after a week off, they will be taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Night game, not too much on that one. He had another blowout. The line was 12.5. So we took Pittsburgh plus 12.5, did not take care of business. TJ Watt scored the first score of the game. So they were up 7-0. So there was a little bit of hope there. And then Ben Roethlisberger, storied 18-year career, but it's almost as if he should have retired almost like 2.5, 3 years ago. Just no sense of urgency. There was drops from the receivers. Najee Harris fumbled for the first time in his career. Basically a kiss of death. The NBA's like Al and Chris were saying, oh, he's never fumbled. They pull up the graphic. What happens like 2 series later? He fumbles. Mahomes, they're back. If there was a time to wake up, I guess it's right now. Travis Kelce got in the mix. Tyreek Hill got in the mix. But you have other guys getting the ball. I mean, they threw a thick sticks to a tackle. He caught a touchdown. Byron Pringle caught a touchdown. With the Chiefs, it's funny because you kind of want to go against them, right? Like they've been kind of the class of the AFC. They've gone to 2 straight Super Bowls. They've been in 3 straight AFC championship games. I'm just happy, as you mentioned earlier, with the Bills, they're going to face off against Mahomes. So the Bills are going to Arrowhead. I think that's going to be the game of the weekend. So really looking forward to that. Final game, Monday. Wow, Arizona. Yikes. So Dale took the Rams money line. I took the Cardinals to cover. I think I got him down to 3.5 at one point. One of the most embarrassing losses probably in the franchise's history. I don't really feel bad for Kyler. He said he was prepared, said he stayed extra longer than he ever has at the facility watching film. I don't know what film he was watching. Was he playing games? Was that the film he was watching? Because the Rams completely throttled and embarrassed Kyler Murray. I mean, the play when he's in the end zone, he's just kind of sitting back, thinking like he's on 7-on-7 or at the park, just time to throw, and it gets smoked by the Rams linebacker and they pick him off. I mean, that was a Carson Wentz throw. We saw it all over the internet. There was memes and everything. I think this is more about the Rams. You had Matthew Stafford, who just took care of business, right? Was in total control, didn't have any glimpses or shades of the Detroit Stafford, plays like that. OBJ was playing like before he got onto that boat, that famous boat picture that everyone puts on Twitter, like with the Giants record since that boat. Give credit to his dad too, because without his dad, he would never gotten out of Cleveland. So it was kind of cool to see Odell back in the action, but man, they really tore up the Cardinals secondary. I think just from a schematic standpoint, you had Sean McVay, who just kind of realized where are the weaknesses on this defense, all over basically. Even with JJ Watt back, he had, a couple of good plays, but I mean, the guy had a surgically repaired shoulder. You can only do so much. I wasn't really expecting much from there. Just somewhat of a boost. I thought it was gonna be closer. Man, the defense for the Rams just ate up the Cardinals. Once D-Hop went down a couple of weeks ago, there was just no identity to this team. James Conner playing with broken ribs. Kyler making that throw in that end zone, that was not good. That was not good at all. They had -4 yards until like 6 minutes left in the second quarter. They didn't get a first down until the end of the first half. That's just, you can't do that. You can't. They did a good job defensively. Arizona did, containing Cooper Kupp, but OBJ went out. Cam Akers making huge plays. crazy how he tore his Achilles 5 months, 6 months ago. God, medicine is something else. So Rams, they're going to be playing Tampa Bay. So another rematch. The Rams and Buccaneers played earlier this year at SoFi. So now they're going to be traveling to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay, Florida. Divisional weekend will be good. It's going to be really good. So you'll have Cincinnati and Tennessee. They're facing off. Derrick Henry, he's practicing. Ryan Tannehill says he's stoked. I think it's going to be a good game. If Cincinnati wins, I'm not going to be surprised. I'm really not. I think I bought into the Joe Burrow hype for sure. I mentioned a couple times already, you're going to have Buffalo and Kansas City. I think that's going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really good game. And then, NFC, you're going to have the Niners and Packers. That's going to be a good one. You're going to have the Rams and Buccaneers. So it's getting down to it. We're almost there. It's sad because football's almost over. I feel like I'm forgetting games. Let me see really fast. Tis. No, that's it. I nailed them. Bengals, Titans, 49ers, Packers, Rams, Buccaneers, Bills, Chiefs. So, all right, guys, I just want to pop on really fast. Like I said, Dale, he's going to be back. He has some big news, potentially. Hopefully some good one. He's been grinding, so he's definitely owed it. So I'm happy for him. But we'll have some bets. Division weekend. We're getting down to it. I know it's been a long season, but I never complain. I think it'd be longer. It's going to be longer at some point. Let's just cherish it. Let's try to win some bets. Let's get back on track. It's called diversity betting for a reason. So we'll get back on that. You can follow me at Will Galvez. You can follow the guys at JP25 Media, our platform. Shout out to Dave and Josh Palais, giving us a platform to put our content on. Really appreciate that. You can follow Dale at Arendale_, and follow all of our social media. We have every channel, everything available at wotmdaily. Have a good day. Enjoy the days of football. It's almost over. Let's have a good one.